Hi, it is me, the Holistic Healer, here with you today to talk to you about A Course in Miracles, lesson number 67. Love created me like itself. And what I love is when I'm reading these lessons for you guys for the day ahead, I do not peek. So when I get to the lesson for the day, it's a surprise for me. Um, just as much as it is for you as you guys are clicking on the lessons for the day. So what I'm finding now that we're all the way to lesson 67, I'm kind of finding that the more that these lessons are coming forward, the more I'm realizing how much these lessons I'm really starting to integrate them into my daily life and into moving forward on my path of enlightenment. I truly hope at this point that at this point in the journey, the same is true for you, and that you are also feeling the truth and the love and the light in these lessons, and that some of these are starting to really stick with you, and you're kind of starting to feel um, the ego subsiding and the love coming in situations in your life, and you're living this out. Truly, truthfully, in truth, living these out. So today's idea, I will go ahead and read what Jesus shared. It says, today's idea is a complete and accurate statement of what you are. This is why you are the light of the world. This is why you are the light of the world. This is why God appointed you as the world's saviors. This is why the Son of God looks to you for salvation. Son of God is saved by what you are. We are all the sons of God, guys. The Son of God is saved by what you are. We will make effort today to reach this truth about you and to realize fully, if only for a moment, that it is the truth. And I'm going to stop right there for a second. Ego, your brain, your programming, what you have learned up to this point is going to probably feel a little uncomfortable with this statement, with what I just read. So please keep an open mind, okay? In a longer practice period, we will think about your reality and its wholly unchanged and unchangeable nature. And I'm going to stop right there for just a second, too, because that's a lot that Jesus just shared with us here, and even in just the first paragraph. So I want to stop and make sure you guys understand. We are once again in the journey here being reminded of the power of who and what we are, and who and what I am, who and what you are, who and what God is. So we're being reminded that God is love, right? We're being reminded that we are love. You are love and I am love. Because love, which is AKA God, Source, Great Spirit, Creator, Allah, whatever is comfortable for you, created us like his or herself. So in the true experience of this thought becomes the true realization and acceptance that I am love and you are love. So Jesus is pointing us inward today to have the experience that this is true, that this is completely truth in divine spiritual truth. So he continues to say, we will begin by repeating this truth about you and then spend a few moments adding some relevant thoughts such as holiness created me holy. Kindness created me kind. Helpfulness created me helpful. Perfection created me perfect. Any attribute which is in accord with God and he defines himself as appropriate for use. We are trying today to undo your definition of God and replace it with his, her, its own definition. So let me read that to you again so you understand. We are trying today to undo your definition of God and to replace it with his, her, or its own definition. We are also trying to emphasize that you, yes, you, are part of his definition of himself or herself or itself or whatever you're comfortable with, okay? I absolutely love this because right here, right now, we are being reminded that we, me and you, as humans, have yet to know God wholly and fully. God. Until we know him, her, it as whole and complete love, literally the vibration of love, until we recognize God as the vibration of love, we do not fully know who and what God is. Therefore, we do not fully know who and what we are. We're being reminded today that we are love. We were created from love, in the image and likeliness of love, because God is love. And when we finally know God as holy and complete, perfect love, then we finally truly know ourselves, you guys. Do we not? Because we know, we know we are his children, right? We know we are created in the perfect image of his love, or her, or it, whatever you're comfortable with. I'm going to say his because that's what the book says. But know that in any statement I make, I expect you to place whatever's comfortable for you, in that space. So, right here today, I love this because we are finally able and being reminded to drop the false ideas of what God is. Today, right here with this lesson, we get to wipe the slate clean of what we know and what we understand and what we believe. We can wipe the slate clean of any false programming that we have experienced in this lifetime. We get to truly today finally let go of what anyone else has told us God is. We are literally recreating the story right here, right now, today, guys. Some of us maybe are, for the first time ever, hearing God's story of what he is, or she, or it. But me personally, I remember what my life was like when I used to live in the environment of false ideas and beliefs of what God was. It was very limiting and it was felt very negative to me. Even as a little child, I always felt deep within my heart and my soul that they were not portraying my creator correctly. And when they were telling me what God was when I was a child, it just didn't feel true to me. But here today, we are taking a step back and understanding what our father, mother truly is, what he, she, it truly is. What is it? What is God? Well, God is an energy, a frequency, a vibration. Love. But what is love, Becky Joe? Well, love is not an emotion, a behavior, or even a connection you feel with another person. Okay? So let's get out of the human brain and let's connect with the big picture of what love is. Okay? Love is like this supercharged, light drenched, limitless vibrational field of infinite divine energy. Love is the source of everything that is, everything. It is the very essence of your being. It is the very essence of my being. It is the very essence of all beings. It's dynamic. It's alive. It's the most essential vibration and the glue of the universe, guys. It is everything you and me have been searching for. It's the nature of who and what we are. It is that divine spark in the core of our beings, of your being and my being, of our beings. It's that divine spark, that great cosmic intelligence that is at the core of everything. That is what love is. That is what God is. That is what you are. God is the divine source of this energy, of this love that created everything. And from that divine source, is different expressions of that divine source, different expressions of love, right? So, from that divine source of love, different expressions of creative intelligence were extended out into the universe and it rippled out far and wide. And those divine sparks, those divine ripples were human souls. When they extended out into the universe, it rippled out far and wide. So you, at your core, which is your soul blueprint, you are a unique ripple of love that extended from the original source, aka God. I hope this is making sense to you. The original light, consciousness, divinity from which you expanded is still in there at the very center of your being. You just need to remember this. And you just need to feel the truth and the expansiveness in this, you guys. And then when you understand that you are love, God is love, we are created from love, You can extend your love and light energy out into the world like another wave of ripples. So at that point, when we understand this, it's like ping, ping, ping. God is love. He created me, and I'm love. So now I'm going to expand that love out into the universe, extend that love and light out in like another ripple, and then someone else is going to feel that, and then they're going to extend it. And we're all connected to this great source of love. And when we recognize who and what we are, then we create waves in the pond of light, like a pebble in the pond, like a pebble in the pond, ripples of love and light everywhere so that others feel the vibration and they can align with their truth of love too. The center of your center is the pulsation of pure love, pure light, pure light, also known as God, Source, Great Spirit, Holy Spirit. Okay, so part of this course, the Course in Miracles, a part of this course that we are taking here today is to take the journey back to the center of the heart of consciousness, which is God, and to remember and recognize that we are a piece of that. We are a part of that. We are all unique expressions of that. Today, we are going to the very, very center of our own beings to start completely over in our understanding of who and what we are and who and what God is. We've got to go deep within today. Jesus is taking us deep within today so you can feel at your core who and what you are and who and what God is. So, okay, getting back to the lesson here. Jesus says, after you have gone over several such related thoughts, try to let all the thoughts drop away for a brief preparatory interval. And then try to reach past all your images and preconceptions about yourself to the truth in you. If love created you like itself, this self must be in you. And somewhere in your mind, it is there for you to find, right? So here is the hope that you may begin the journey right here today to find what God truly is. And as God truly is a mirror image of our authentic selves. And Jesus goes on to say, you may find it necessary to repeat this idea for today from time to time to replace distracting thoughts. You may also find that this is not sufficient, that you need to continue adding other thoughts related to the truth about yourself. Yet perhaps you will succeed in going past that, and through the interval of thoughtlessness to the awareness of a blazing light in which you recognize yourself as the love that has created you. Be confident that you will do much today to bring that awareness nearer, whether you feel you have succeeded or not. Okay, I think it's really important here for us to remember that this is only the application of these lessons that matters. It is only the application of these lessons that matters. Like, love created me like itself. That's the actual lesson today, right? The important thing here today is for all of us to truly feel that yearning in our hearts and in our souls. Like, to call to remembrance of love. And whether we feel we have succeeded today on lesson 67 or not is irrelevant. That's what Jesus is saying here. Because we are here just opening ourselves up to the true experience that love is our whole and complete and perfect reality. And that is what God is. So to finish off the lesson, it says, it will be particularly helpful today to practice the idea for the day as often as you can. You need to hear the truth about yourself as frequently as possible because your mind is so preoccupied with false self-images. So 4 or 5 times an hour, and perhaps even more, it would be most beneficial to remind yourself that love created you like itself. Hear the truth about yourself in this. Guys, remember today that you were created due to thousands of love stories. Have you heard that saying before? It's true. You were created as the result of the love of thousands. So not only are you created in love, not only are you created out of love, but you are created by love. Try to realize in the shorter practice periods that this is not your tiny solitary voice that tells you this. This is the voice for God, reminding you of your Father and of yourself. This is the voice of truth, replacing everything that the ego tells you about yourself with a simple truth about the Son of God. You were created by love like itself. So, as you go throughout the day today, guys, and the evening and tomorrow and indefinitely moving forward, when you hear the reminder of the thought, love created me like itself, when you're saying this in your mind and you're reminding yourself of this, every time you go throughout the day and you hear love created me like itself, or the thought comes to your mind, trust and know that that is the voice of the Holy Spirit speaking. That is the voice of God speaking. That is your higher self speaking. Ego will not ever remind you of this. Never of any of the course lessons. Why? Because the course lessons are its very own undoing. And the ego does not like that, right? So just know that even in these subtle practice periods where you are reminded of this thought during the day and into the evening, that is the voice of God. It is the voice of your Creator. It is the voice of love, reminding us that we are love, made in the image of itself. Love created me like itself. So go out into the world today, guys, and every single day after this, and be the love you want to see in the world. Show love to those that do not know how to show love because they do not know yet who they are. Extend your loving kindness out. It's contagious, you guys. It's catchy. And when we remember we are love, then we behave as love behaves. And we light up the room and we are in and we shine brightly. And when we do that, when we light up the room and we shine brightly, we can make the darkest of days and the darkest of rooms and the darkest of depressions light up. When we all light up, we can scare away the dark, guys. We can scare away the dark. That's what we're doing here today. We are understanding that we are love. At our core, we are that universal vibration of love. And when you align with it, your life becomes miraculous. I love you. I love you. You have a wonderful rest of your day. I will connect with you soon.